In Chapter 1, we will study why management information systems are important in today's business environment. In this lecture, we will abbreviate Management Information System as MIS. In the first dialogue of the importance of MIS, an employee was fired because her reliability, honesty, and integrity are still good employees' qualities, but they are not enough in today's business environment. In today's business environment, most companies need employees who also possess 1. Abstract reasoning skill, 2. System thinking skill, 3. Collaboration skill, and 4. Experimentation skill. We will discuss this skill more later. The following are study questions for Chapter 1. Question 1. Why is MIS the most important class in the business school? Question 2. What is MIS? Question 3. How can you use the MIS 5-component models? Question 4. Why is the difference between information technology and information system important? Question 5. What is information? Question 6. What are necessary data characteristics? Question 7. MIS in 2024. You will learn to assess, evaluate, and apply emerging information technology to your business. You will gain marketable skill and perspective for your future challenges and possibilities. The number of transistors per square inch on an integrated chip design double every 18 months. This can be translated into the speed and computing capacity of the chip also double, triple, or even quadruple every 18 months. In Figure 1.1, you can observe that the ratio of price to performance of computer has fallen. More powerful computers become cheaper. For example, cost per 100,000 transistors in 1983 was $3,923, and in 2014 was only 1 cent. More laws create infinite opportunities for innovation, such as the cost of data storage and communication are essentially zero. Here are some consequences. YouTube, Facebook, Pandora, LinkedIn, iPad, Wood, Twitter, and Foursquare are in fact most did not exist in 2005. And now almost everybody uses them for personal as well as for business purposes. Social networking is the rage. Go to any web page and you will find the Facebook like and the Twitter follow. The question is, are these applications cost effective? Do they generate revenue worth the time and expense to running them? Someone needs to be examining that question, and that person works in marketing, not in the technical field. We will examine the question in the more depth in Chapter 8. For now, think about the first businesses that saw the potential of Facebook and Twitter. They gain competitive advantage by being ahead of the crowd in adopting these new technologies. However, it is not over. Facebook and Twitter are not the end. Many companies are now employing new processing capabilities called cloud in innovative ways, using technology and techniques that have never been seen before. An experimenter said about job security that the only job security that exists is a marketable skill and the courage to use it. He continued that there is no security in our company. There is no security in any government program. There is no security in our investment, and there is no security in Social Security. Today, because of Moore's law, because the cost of data storage and data communication is essentially zero, any routine skill can and will be outsourced to the lowest bidders. Therefore, whether you are majoring in accounting or marketing or management or finance or information system, you need to develop strong non-routine cognitive skills. What are such skills? Robert Rich, the former Secretary of Labor, enumerates four. See Figure 1.2. Number 1 is called abstract reasoning. Number 2, system thinking. Number 3, collaboration. Number 4, ability to experiment. Abstract reasoning is the ability to make and manipulate models. You will work with one or more models in every course topic and book chapter. For example, we will study a model of the 5 components in an information system. System thinking is the ability to model the components of the system, to connect the inputs and outputs among those components into a sensible whole that reflects the structure and dynamic of the phenomenon observed. For example, do you know why Cisco is the major beneficiaries of YouTube? Collaboration is the activity of 2 or more people working together to achieve a common goal, result, or work product. Chapter 2 will teach you collaboration skill and illustrate several sample collaboration in information system. Ability to experiment. Experiment is making a recent analysis of an opportunity, envisioning potential solution, evaluating those possibilities, and developing the most promising one, and consistent with the resources that you have. Span and Harsvayo studied employment in the US from 1990 to 2008. They defined a tradable job as one that was not dependent on a particular location. This distinction is important because such job can be outsourced overseas. As illustrated in Figure 1.3, computer system design and related services had the strongest growth of any job type in that category. The number of jobs dipped substantially after the dot-com burst in 2000. Since 2003, however, job growth has not only recovered but accelerated dramatically. The bottom line, this course is the most important course in the business school because 1, it will give you the background you need to access, to evaluate, and apply emerging information system technology to business. 2, it can give you the ultimate in job security, marketable skill, by helping you to learn abstraction, system thinking, collaboration, and experimentation. What is MIS? MIS stands for Management Information System, which we define as the management and use of information systems that help organizations achieve their strategies. This definition has 3 elements: management and use, information system, and strategies. A system is a group of components that interact to achieve some purpose. Therefore, an information system is a group of components that interact to produce information. As illustrated in Figure 1.5, the 5-component framework is a model of the components of information system are computer hardware, computer software, data, procedure, and people. As we will discuss later in this chapter, these 5 components also mean that many different skills are required beside those of hardware technician or computer programmer when building or using an information system. Note that we have defined an information system to include a computer. Some people would say that such system is a computer-based information system. They would note that there are information systems that do not include computers, such as calendar hanging on the wall outside of a conference room that is used to schedule the room use, etc. The next element in our definition of MIS is the management and use of information system. Here, we define management to mean develop, maintain, and adapt. Information systems do not pop up like mushroom after a hard rain. They must be developed. They must also be maintained, and because business is dynamic, they must be adapted to new requirements. In addition to management tasks, you will also have important roles to play in the use of information system. You will need to learn how to employ the system to accomplish your goals. You will also have important ancillary function as well. For example, when using an information system, you will also have responsibilities for protecting the security of the system and its data. You may also have tasks for backing up data. When the system fails, you will have tasks to perform while the system is down, as well as tasks to accomplish to help recover the system correctly and quickly. The last part of the definition of MIS is that information system exists to help organizations achieve their strategies. We need to understand that organizations themselves do not perform anything. An organization is not alive, and it cannot act. It is the people within the organization who act like sell, buy, design, produce, finance, market, account, and manage. So, information system exists to help people who work in an organization to achieve the strategies of the organization. Information systems are not created for the sheer joy of exploring technology. They are not created so that organization can be modern. They are created because information system department think it needs to be created, or because the company is falling behind the technology curve. As illustrated in figure 1.5, the 5 components are symmetric. The outermost component, hardware and people, are both actors. They take action. The software and procedure component are both set of instruction. Software is instruction for hardware, and procedure are instruction for people. Finally, data is the bridge between computer side of the left and the human side on the right. When we automate a business task, we take work that people are doing by following procedure and move it so that computer will do that work, following instruction in software. Thus, the process of automation is a process of moving work from the right side of figure 1.5 to the left. Therefore, increasing degree of difficulty of change is from left to the easiest to the right for the most difficult to change. You are part of every information system that you use. When you consider the 5 components of an information system, the last component, people, include you. Your mind and your thinking are not merely a component of the information system you use, they are the most important component. The quality of your thinking is the last part of the quality of the information system. Cognitive research has shown that although you cannot increase your basic IQ, you can dramatically increase the quality of your thinking. You cannot change the computer in your brain, so to speak, but you can change the way you have programmed your brain to work. Information systems differ in the amount of work that is moved from the human side, people and procedure, to computer side, hardware and program. Often, when considering different information system alternatives, it will be helpful to consider the low-tech versus high-tech alternative in light of the amount of work that is being moved from people to computer. The 5-component framework can also be used when assessing the scope of new system. For example, what new hardware will you need? What program will you need to license? What databases and other data must you create? What procedures will need to be developed for both user and administration of the IS? And finally, what will be the impact of the new technology affect morale? Will you need to hire new people? Will you need to reorganize? Information technology and information system are two closely related terms, but they are different. Information technology refers to product, methods, invention, and standards that are used for the purpose of producing information. Information technology pertains to the hardware, software, and data component. In contrast, an information system is an assembly of hardware, software, data, procedure, and people that produce information. Information technology drives the development of new information systems. Advances in information systems have taken the organization from the day of punch card to e-commerce and social media. Knowing the difference between information technology and information system can help you avoid a common mistake. You cannot buy an information system. You can buy an information technology. You can buy or lease hardware. You can license programs and databases. You can even obtain pre-designed procedure. Ultimately, however, it is your people who execute those procedures to employ that new information technology. For any new system, you will always have training tasks and costs. You will always have the need to overcome employees' resistance to change. And you will always need to manage the employees as they use the new system. Hence, you can buy information technology, but you cannot buy information system. Information is one of those fundamental terms that we use every day, but that turns out to be surprisingly difficult to define. Probably, the most common definition is that information is knowledge derived from data, whereas data is defined as recorded facts or figures. Another common definition is that information is data presented in a meaningful context. Information is a processed data, or sometimes information is data processed by summing, ordering, averaging, grouping, comparing, or other similar operation. Another definition by research psychologist George Peterson, he defined information as a difference that makes a difference. In Figure 1.6, Does the graph contain information? Well, if it shows a difference that make a difference, or if it presents data in meaningful context, then it fits two of the definition of information. People have different perception and points of view. Not surprisingly, then, they will conceive different information from the same data. You cannot say, it is right there in the data, because it is not in the data, but rather it is in your head and in their heads. And your job is to explain what you have conceived so that others can understand it. If somebody say, I send you that information, cannot be true. However, if he said, I send the data from which you conceive the information, is the most we can say. As stated, the quality of the information that you can create depends in part on your thinking skill. It also depends, however, on the quality of the data that you are given. Figure 1.7 summarizes critical data characteristics. 1. Accurate. Good information is conceived from accurate, correct, and complete data, and it has been processed correctly as expected. 2. Timely. Good information requires that data be timely. It is available in time for its intended use. 3. Relevant. Data should be relevant both to the context and to the subject. Considering context, data is to be summarized to an appropriate level for your job. Data should also be relevant to the subject. For example, if you want data about short-term interest rate for a possible line of credit, then a report that shows 15 years mortgage interest rate is irrelevant. Just barely sufficient. Data need to be sufficient for the purpose for which it is generated. The higher you rise into management, the more data you will be given. And because there is only so much time, the more data you will need to ignore. So data should be sufficient, but just barely. Future business people need to be able to assess, evaluate, and apply emerging technology. What technology might be, and how might it pertain to future business? What might technology in the year 2024? One reasonable guess is that most computers won't look like computers. Apple iPad, Amazon Kindle Fire are computers. They just don't look like computers, but they function like any computers. Furthermore, everyday items now have computers in them. You can expect that television and autos and parking meters will be computers, or at least have a computer inside. By 2024, it is likely that desktop computer and portable computer as we know them today will have disappeared. They will be replaced by mobile devices of many different types. Your employer might not even provide a computer. You may be required to bring your own mobile device to work, a possibility we will explore in Chapter 4. On textbook, publisher will sell innovative context over the Kindle 2B. Student will pay $40 instead of $140 for a textbook. Classroom, why go to a class if you have a classroom in a box? For now, think about it. You are the winner and the loser in the computer and product era. This is concluded Chapter 1.